Welcome to another episode of Skyrocketing Your Lead Generation Online, your masterclass series on how to fill your sales pipeline with a consistent stream of high-paying clients. Your straight-up resource for actionable advice and mindset shifts that will take you one step closer to generating consistent leads online into your business. I'm your host, Anjana Lal, and today we have Katie Momo. Katie is a sales strategist responsible for her clients selling over $20 million in online product without being salesy. She helps talented program creators, service providers, and coaches get booked up and sold out. Welcome, Katie. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, I must have done a typo. It's 12 million, but there might be some that's unaccounted for as well. Actually, there's a lot that's unaccounted for. So it's probably closer to 20.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I love that. And I'm so excited about our topic today that, like talking about high ticket offers. But before we dive into that conversation, would you be able to share a little bit about your story, how your
Yeah.
entrepreneurial journey started and how you ended up doing what you're doing today?
Oh my gosh, it's been a long journey, and it's kind of fun looking back when you realize like all the things connect. I think like all of us, we didn't know that online entrepreneurship was a thing years ago, right? Like I think we
Absolutely.
all have that same sort of story.
Yeah.
So I actually was selling training and coaching many, many years ago. My family has a flight school. So I was like, working in the school, enrolling people into flight school is very expensive. It's like $100,000 plus. I was enrolling people into programs when like other people my age, I was like 14 when I started working there, and other people were like flipping burgers and asking like, hey, do you want fries with that? But I'm like doing these like really high level selling. So it was really cool to like see like how powerful education is. It's such, it's a great income stream. It's really transformational and life-changing for the people who are taking it.
Yeah.
And then I decided to go back to school. I studied design, and then I started working in jewelry design and jewelry sales. So I started doing high ticket selling there.
Yeah.
Then I sort of fell backwards into this online world because like everywhere I went, people were like, any job I had, they're like, can you write these emails for us? Like, can you write our website? Can you write an about page? And I was like, okay, sure, I can do that. And I ended up working in social media for a major airport here in Canada. And then because I learned so much about social media, I had smaller businesses coming up asking me like, hey, can you help us with our social media? And then those businesses started creating courses. And they're like, can you help us sell these courses? And I was like, yeah, I could probably do that. I have sold in person, I have sold different training. Okay, like I can figure out how to work that online. And from there, it just snowballed and snowballed. And I started working with bigger brands, multi-million-dollar personal brands. And then, it's just been sort of one thing led to another where I really specialize in um, this high ticket online training world, which has been so cool. I've been able to work with so many great coaches and educators online. So yeah, it's been really a cool journey seeing it all come together.
And such a cool story, like I just love like hearing your example of listening out for those clues and just allowing your business to evolve, right? As you kind of navigate your way to where you wanted to get to, and just now in the online space, and it's like the world's your oyster.
It's totally true. Yeah, you never know what's going to end up in your inbox. You're just like, oh my gosh, like so-and-so's messaging me. Is this for real? Like pinch me.
I know, it's amazing. I love it. Like, I mean, I'm sort of like 2.5 years into my journey. And so I'm just loving, just where I started and where I'm at now. It's just evolved so much. And it's just brilliant when you're able to get to the point where you're super crystal clear on what it is that you want to offer. And especially high ticket, and that's the topic that I just absolutely love as well, because it's like high ticket is high vibe. You're able to monetize your business, and you're able to, operate from a level of a mindset that's just super, like focused, and you're not just doing like, those rats and mice and putting together like you're just eliminating that overwhelm. So first of all, like what is your definition of high ticket as an offer?
So I really think there's so much noise out there, and like I see the online cat fights about it all the time, where it's like, no, it's this, no, it's that. And really, I think it's just relative to you and your offer. Like
Yeah.
I always think of it like it can be 2 to 10x times what you would sell for like a similar outcome but in another format. So something that might take longer to get to or something. So you like, there's always that ratio piece, I feel like. And that's where people get caught up where they're like, oh, but it's not high ticket unless it's $25,000 or something, but it's not. Like, just allow yourself to feel out what is high ticket for you.
That's right.
And that's going to evolve with time, just like you were saying, how, everything evolves in this.
Absolutely. I mean, high ticket could be, it's something like $1,000 for somebody who sells a $97 course.
Exactly. Yeah,
Or it
that's
could be
exactly it.
$10,000 for somebody who sells like, usually like a $1,500 course or something like that. So you're absolutely right. It's completely dependent. So let's talk a little bit about mindset when it comes to high ticket offers. What are some of the roadblocks that keep a business from offering high ticket from your experience?
Oh my gosh, I love this question. Everyone I talk to, they always say, "Well, I can't give enough value in that time. Like, there's no way. Like, I can't do enough. I can't give enough." But here's where people are getting confused, is because they're assuming that the value comes from the amount of information they can squish into that time.
Hmm.
But really, what people are looking for is not 400 ways to do something, or 97, or 12, or even 4 ways to do something. They want just the one way that's going to be great for them. And for you, you're the LinkedIn expert.
Yeah.
If you looked at my LinkedIn, first of all, you'd be like, what are you doing, girl? But you would know instantly what I would need to do in order to improve my presence on that platform. You
Yeah.
wouldn't be like, oh, maybe you can do this, or maybe you can do this or that, or this, and give me like 40 different options, because I'd just be overwhelmed and really
Overwhelmed.
confused.
Yeah. I
And
love it. Like that's exactly right. Like, when I speak to my clients, when it comes to generating those high end clients on LinkedIn, I always come back to the mindset that first of all, there's always a percentage of people who immediately want to invest at the top level, right? It doesn't
yeah,
matter what business you're in. That's just that is definitely true. And you can really get into that in depth. And also like what clients value is their transformation, not the time or what comes into it.
exactly. And it's actually the less time that they spend
Yes.
is the more valuable that it is, because now they have that time for whatever they want to spend with their kids, to bake, to go bike riding, or to spend other time in their business, whatever that is. It's actually, the faster you can get somebody to that result, the more valuable and the more they're willing to pay for it.
Absolutely. And that's why VIP days are great, right? Because I mean, you and I have both, worked with clients on VIP days, and just the transformation that you're able to, that client is able to achieve in such a short period of time is phenomenal.
Huge, because there's probably people, I mean, I work with people all the time where they've been stuck on over something for months, or often years.
Yeah.
And like, just a few hours with me, I can unblock them on that so quickly. And it's like, not uncommon that people end up crying, because they're like, I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so happy that I did this. I'm so happy that you were able to help me. And I'm also so frustrated at myself that I didn't do this before.
Yeah.
Like, I literally struggled for years, because I didn't want to, I wasn't really sure the direction, or I was paddling around with all these little low ticket offers,
Yeah.
where really I just needed the expertise of someone who was going to just like take the key, put it in the lock, open it, and now the door is open.
Yeah, definitely. So when you started your business, did you start off at high ticket or did you start off low ticket and then kind of work your way to high ticket? What did that look like?
I feel like it was sort of like a whoop. Like, I sort of
Yes.
started off high, but very big projects. So like, I was earning great money, but I was doing a lot of work, and it was a lot of time, and it was very exhausting. Then I sort of, there's that mentality of like, everyone needs to do a course.
Mm.
So yeah, it sort of becomes rampant, and you kind of get like really sucked into it, where you're like, oh, I gotta scale with the course. And
Yeah.
then, you do all the things with the courses, and you realize like, you are still actually working a lot in order to support a course, but you have to get way more people in, which costs way more. It's very tiring unless you have a big team. And then you end up managing a team, which maybe that isn't how you want to spend your time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pieces, I feel like, in the scaling, the traditional scaling model, that people don't realize until they're in it,
Yes.
where, you're still working similar amount of hours, but you're not earning as much.
Yes.
Or you end up sometimes working more for less because you need to support the whole system and ecosystem of having all of those things running.
Yeah. And it's a mindset that entrepreneurs have, right? And then they get into it and go, wait, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I thought the outcome would be.
I work with
Um,
those people a lot. Yeah, because I think because I've been through the transition,
yes.
where people are like, oh, like, yeah, you were higher ticket and then low ticket and now high ticket. So like, high price, low time, but really great results. Whereas, so because of that, I think people come to me because they're like, oh, like, what I'm going through and you can unstick me really quickly because this trap of scaling, I think, is one of the biggest detriments and sort of like falsities online, whereas you can spend a lot of time screwing around in ads manager just trying to get your little products going.
I agree. Like, I mean, exactly. So like, what is your secret sauce when it comes to helping those clients get out of that, get out of that playing small and stepping into that high ticket offer?
Oh, it's such a great question. I always look at, okay, first let's go back to the client results. Like, what are the results that you gotten for people? Because I feel like it's easy because we've lived it. It's easy for us to forget how amazing they are, right?
Absolutely.
And we sort of like distance ourselves from it because you get so focused on the day-to-day operational stuff. When
Yeah.
you step back and realize like, oh my gosh, I make this world-beating transformation for my clients, like what am I doing charging just that much? And especially because I find a lot of people, they come to me after they've started the low dollar offers and it doesn't feel good, right? Like it just personally does not feel great to give themselves away for
Yes.
that low.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
especially if like they're doing like a subscription service or something,
Yeah.
then it's like they constantly have to keep doing that. So like we're able to like step back and go, okay, like what is this transformation actually worth to your ideal client? Not to all of these people that you're kind of trying to serve, but to the one person who you are like in the best position to serve, because that's a very different type of client. And
Yeah.
that's the kind of client that you were talking about in the beginning, saying like, there's people in your world who are willing and honestly would rather have a VIP offer rather than a lower ticket, bigger offer.
Yeah. And the commitment level of actually getting themselves to achieve that transformation is a lot higher, because they're more committed. They know that they've invested at the highest possible level, that they're going to do whatever they possibly can to try and get to that result that they want. Whereas the vibe when people invest at the lowest level, like a low ticket offer, it's like, well, I only paid $97 for that, so it's okay if I don't really get there.
Totally. And that I feel like for a lot of program creators like us or like, coaches, that is something that is so annoying to us. We want people to get results, right? Like
Yeah.
that makes us excited. We're like, yes, like I really helped somebody. I transformed their life. And
Yeah.
if you are only doing the low ticket offers for people are only kind of doing it a little sort of maybe, then they don't get the results. And then you start doubting yourself. And I feel like that's a very incipient spiral where it's like, you're like, oh, well, they bought it, but they didn't use it, or they're not getting the results that they should. But it's just like you said, it's because they didn't have that emotional and, that mindset of investment. Whereas when they actually invest, monetarily, they show up.
Absolutely. Even if you have to wake up earlier in the morning because of the time zones with group coaching calls, right? Like I've done it. I've woken
Yeah.
up at like 2 a.m. to jump on a coaching call because I've invested at the highest level. I'm going to show up.
And it's worth it to you, right? You're like, yeah, I'm going to be there.
Yeah. I mean, if it means an afternoon siesta, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm going to still show up.
Exactly. I'll have a siesta no matter, even if I get up at the regular time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so how can high ticket offers help to build a sales pipeline with that, consistent stream of high paying clients? Like how do high ticket offers help to just maintain that consistency, to avoid those feast and famine sales cycles?
Such a great question. The nice thing that I love about high ticket offers is you only need very few clients in order to make it work. So instead
Yeah.
of working super freaking hard to get a whole bunch of people in and maybe hopefully selling to some of them, you only have to have like real honest, meaningful conversations with a handful of people who,
Mhm.
you can see who's interacting with you, like
Yeah,
who's watching your stories, who's opening your emails.
yeah.
These people are, in a really prime position to take a step further with you. So you have to put way less work just trying to serve the masses and only worry about just a few people who really matter. And there's always going to be that small number of people in your world who are ready, so they're there already.
Exactly. And I mean, for some people, like for some of our listeners, it may feel like that they have to provide a lot of value to charge high ticket, right? So how do you make it worthwhile?
It's always about finding what is the number one transformation that that person is looking for.
Right.
Like, instead of thinking any offer, I call them the fringe benefits. You're like, you can work with you, and there's going to be all sorts of great things that come out of
Yeah,
LinkedIn for them. But
yeah,
the number one thing, the thing that they actually care about, is the clients that they're going to get out of it. Yes, they're
right.
going to get a beautiful profile. Yes, they're going to feel more confident going on that platform. They'll be able to just post things and feel good about it, and that's nice. But I feel like people get caught up with all the great things that they do
Yeah.
without just narrowing the focus on what really matters to that client.
And guess what? Nobody cares. Like your clients don't care about how, like the steps, the how of how you're going to get them to that transformation. They just want the transformation, whether it takes you 15 minutes or 3 hours. It doesn't matter. The value to them is still going to be, oh my goodness, you've solved my problem.
Hugely, yeah. And probably that problem they face for so long. And sometimes it's hard for them to imagine that just in a day or less, that you can solve this problem for them, because it has been such a thorn in their side for so long. So
Yeah,
you really need to use those stories about talking about people that you've worked with, the other VIP days that you did with people, in order for them to see, like, okay, I can change that quickly. We can get to the result that fast, because it almost seems too good to be true, even if it's just so simple for you because you're such an expert in it.
yes. And you know what? Your clients, they think you're a rock star, right? When you finally get them to that transformation and I go, oh, where have you been my whole life?
Exactly. And I
That's
feel
great.
like so for so many of my clients, they just feel like, oh, really? Like that was it? But that is it, because when you're just such a natural in it, you have so much experience. This is when you're in flow, and that is when people are really paying for. And I
Yeah.
fall for that same trap too, where I think I've got to do this and that and the other thing, and realize, like, no, the thing that I am so great at is
Yeah.
a thing that is such a struggle for other people. And they are so delighted to have me focus on
Yeah.
that one thing for them.
Absolutely. And I think that's so valuable for our listeners to hear, that offering high end packages keeps you from slipping into over delivering and burning out. You can focus your business on creating those extraordinary results for your clients, not on selling your time, which liberates you and you get to enjoy your business and live that life that you created your business for in the first place.
Exactly. Yeah, you actually get to spend your time doing the things that you love. Like,
Yeah.
that in itself is so powerful. And so, just like we were talking about with that, like, you sell low end things, you feel crappy and it
Yeah.
feels like a drag. It's like, for, that you can do that. But then when you realize you can do the other side and just spend your time doing the stuff that lights you up, you're like, this is it. This is what I came
Absolutely.
here for.
I mean, from experience, that was the number one thing that shifted everything in my business was going from low ticket to high ticket and really creating that value and attracting high vibe clients, not the lower hanging fruit that just want to everything for free. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. And you and I talked about this, and I think it's great for our listeners to also hear is what is the surprising thing people are willing to pay big bucks for?
Oh my gosh, it blows my mind how, when people, they want things done so quickly, and just how, like we kind of say, like, sometimes people don't think it's even possible. I ended up having this really short conversation with Denise Duffield Thomas, who I adore,
I
and we
love
started. Isn't she awesome? And
it.
she was talking about me about VIP days, and she was like, "This is so awesome." She's like, "I'm so happy you help people with this. More people need to do this." She's like, "I am done with the low ticket." She's like, "People like me, we want a VIP day."
Yeah.
So when you want to serve those dream clients,
Yeah.
have an offer that they can get the result. Like, they are so happy to just, chunk down the change and get to the outcome.
Yeah.
Like they'd rather do that. I just want you to get that in your head. These people want to pay you big money.
I love that. And the thing is, like, they're limited on time because they are those 6, 7 figure business owners who just want, okay, I'm committed. I'm going to do the VIP day and dedicate that time. And at the end of the day, they have that result that they want,
Yeah.
which is golden because not everyone has the luxury of time or wants to sign up for a 3 to 6 month or 12-month course.
Oh my gosh. No, even like there's been people I've reached out to because I was like, hey, like I see you have this course. Like, do you have like a day session? Like, I just want to meet with you. I just want you to tell me what I need to do. Like, they're like, no, well, it takes 8 weeks and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want to do 8 weeks. I'd rather just be.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me
Just
how
tell
to do
me.
it. Let's just do it. Yeah, I totally agree. And that's why VIP days are just so valuable. Like, we can't stress it enough, right? Because we've both done it and seen the amazing results with them.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. On both ends, going through it, like doing someone else's VIP day and hosting my own. It's like your life will change and you will not want to take another course when you're like, oh man, this is so much better. I can't even.
Absolutely. I mean, like LinkedIn is what I teach, and I notice that people could sort of say to me, I just want to know how to do it now. Like, how do I start doing the outreach, and when can I start seeing the results? And I'm thinking, well, you can start seeing the results in as little as 5 days. So a VIP day, like, if we lock in a VIP day tomorrow or this week sometime, you can expect to see maybe 5 to 15 clients coming through your sales pipeline next week. And they're like, right, that's what I want.
Damn, that's it. They're like, yep, I'm into that.
Yeah. So apart from LinkedIn, because, that's my zone of genius, where can you start finding high ticket clients?
Oh my gosh, they are everywhere. Like you just have to realize they are everywhere. They're not wearing a sign, but they're on your personal Facebook. Like if you have been in whatever niche you are in for any amount of time, you have friends, connections, all that sort of stuff. Like
Yeah.
don't forget about that. Facebook groups, oh my gosh, like a gold mine of wonderful people who are desperate for your help. Instagram is a great connection point.
Yeah.
Like on anywhere, any social platform. It's not like there's like a high ticket client platform, but anywhere you're hanging out, they're there.
Yeah, I agree. And they're also available in every single industry. Like, it's like someone was talking to me about airlines, and it's like, well, yeah, you book a ticket to go overseas. I mean, not that anyone's going to be doing that anytime soon, but there are those people that will only fly first class or business class,
Or
and
a private jet even. Like there's
exactly. So, it doesn't matter which industry you're in, which type of service-based business or even product-based business, you're always going to have those people that are willing and ready to invest at the highest level.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I
Yeah.
think just having that mindset of knowing that they're there and knowing that they're in your world already is really important, because I think people feel like, oh, well, like that's fine for other people. It's not for me. But that's a really big mindset shift, is just
Yeah.
realizing, yes, they're there. Yes, they're in your world already.
Yes.
And you just have to make yourself, A, you have to be available. Like you have to talk about your offer, and then B, you have to actually have an offer in order to offer
Exactly.
them.
Yeah, show up, be visible. I mean, those are some of the strategies that we talked about in some of the other masterclasses. But it all starts with that, being present and being available and showing up. Um, and I mean, there is this underlying belief and mindset that you have to sell more to make more. How do you help your clients overcome this belief? And what are the first key steps that they can take to increase their income while working less hours in their business?
So I think it comes back to always finding out what is the most valuable transformation that their dream clients value, because again, it's just so easy to forget that.
Yeah,
So having conversations, like actually going, being like, hey, can we just have like a Zoom chat and want to grab coffee? Now is a great time to do that because everybody's at home all the time anyway. So this is like the ideal time to just have those connection points and just find out from them, just gut check with them, what are they actually after? Because it's very, very easy to get off track. It's a slippery slope. Make sure that you are hearing it from them what they want. And then you can craft an offer around that. Now, oftentimes I work with people who have a very big program, but there's usually at least one piece of it that you can parcel out and use that as the foundation for your VIP day. So for example, you might do a lot of things on LinkedIn, but
yeah,
it's actually the lead generation that's important, right?
yes,
Like you could teach them about all sorts of things, but
yeah,
the thing that they want is lead gen.
yeah,
So getting crystal clear on just the number one thing that they are looking for without all the other frills and gimmicks. Like if you can strip the other stuff away, especially because we are very caught up in feeling like we have to value stuff, like we have to have another bonus and another this and another that in order to justify.
Yes.
And remembering that that is not where the value comes from. Just being super clear on that one transformation. Then
Mhm.
you need to think about, what is this like monetarily worth to somebody, to your dream client?
Yeah,
And again, remember that is not all the people that you could possibly serve. That's just the number
absolutely.
one person.
Yeah, definitely. And speak into that number one person, right? Like get really personal and go, okay, I'm writing this email for this one particular person, and you'll attract those types of clients.
Totally. Oh my gosh, it is so important. Like just think, like when I have like, a few different avatars in my brain for the
Yeah,
different stages that they are at, but like one of them is Joe, one of them is Allie. Like I know exactly who they are, and I'm like, okay, what if I'm writing to Joe, like what does Joe need to hear? And it makes it so much easier when you know you've worked with them before,
yeah,
you've had those conversations. It makes it so much easier in order to craft an offer around what they want, and
yeah.
knowing where they are in whatever stage of, whatever business or life or whatever it is. It
Yes,
makes it so much easier, because somebody who is, for example, in they're just starting a business, their ability and the value of whatever you offer is going to be completely different than somebody who's been into business for 2 years.
yeah,
Like
sure.
your income level will go up in the second one, and also they're going to appreciate the result more because they have the background.
Yeah,
So there's all of these little nuances that you really need to consider, like who is this offer for? It's only for that one person, not for all those other people. So don't get caught up in thinking, oh, it's too expensive for that person, because
yeah.
it's not for them. Just don't worry about
Exactly.
it.
Oh my gosh, like that is super, super powerful. And so many golden nuggets that you have shared today. I'm just like overwhelmed. Like I'm so excited for our listeners to be able to start, seeing some of the results of some of the things that you've shared, because it's just been so valuable for me. Like I've learned so much from even just this discussion with you today.
Oh,
Um,
I hope to hear that I hope to hear other people, like, what
yeah.
they do with this. Like, come find me, let me know. I'd love to hear.
Definitely. And Katie, I mean, you'll be in the Facebook group, that's created as well. So like, if you have a question for Katie, pop in there and definitely reach out to her. And, I just think she's just got so much value to add. And you've also got an awesome gift to share with our audience today, titled the Sweet Sales Stuff Bundle. Can you tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about this?
Okay, this is so full of stuff. It really is like a goodie bag of sales things. Like picture it, like you're a kid
Yeah.
at a birthday party, and they give you the goodie bag at the end, and it's like full of so much stuff. This is it.
Love
So
it.
there's a mini course in there about writing copy, sales copy. There is a quiz to help you identify what kind of launch is right for you, and it gives you a whole bunch of really great tips in order to help you launch more effectively. If you are launching a brand new product, like say you have a great idea and you want to launch really quickly, there's an email template in there or post that you can use in order to do a single post launch. There's so much great stuff in there. There's like 220 plus amazing headlines that you can use for like video or a blog post or whatever you want. There's just like so much great stuff in there.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that generous gift. And the link for the free gift is listed below. So click on the link and it will take you directly to the page where you can download it. Katie, thanks so much. And before we close, if you're able to leave people with one last piece of advice or actionable step, what would that be?
It's going to come down to talking to your people. I know that it feels overwhelming in order to have those conversations, but you know what? It can be so fun.
Yeah,
And realize that your dream client so appreciates you. Like if you reach out to them, you're just like, hey, do you want to grab coffee, like virtual coffee? They are going to be so honored. And this is not like this is a pitch free zone. This is just you being able to connect with them, understand where they are better, record it, transcribe it. They are going to be just like over the moon that you would think about them and you would offer the opportunity to spend some time with you, because just sitting and talking with you for 15, 20 minutes, their mind is going to be blown. And
yeah.
almost all the time, those people will come back and turn into high ticket clients later because they've had that touch point, and they're going to be so blown away by just being in your aura, what it does for them.
I love that. That is such a great piece of advice. And especially because, you'll be coming from a place of service, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than sales. And so I think that is golden. Thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your wisdom and insights with our audience. It's been so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me. This was such a joy, and I can't wait to be in the Facebook group with everybody. It's going to be so wonderful, and I can't wait to see all the other amazing, amazing masterclasses.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And to those of you tuning in, be sure to come back tomorrow for the next masterclass on skyrocketing your lead generation online. Bye for now.